Hello Capricorn, Elsie here to do your weekly reading. How you doing, Cappies? I hope you are well. Thank you so much for clicking here. We are doing a 9-card read this week for you, and that's what's tickling my brain. Thank you for being here to watch, and let's find out what's going on for you. This is for Capricorns, not only Sun, but Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. And Capricorn, at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you all about how to find the extended, and if you're interested in a private read, I'll talk about that as well. 9-card draw for you, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what is coming up in the weeks ahead for Capricorn. We do have the 3 of Swords. We have the 4 of Wands. We have the 8 of Swords. There seems to be some disappointment going on. I feel like you feel that you used to be in a place of stability and celebration, fun. It feels like you're stuck. Yeah, it feels like you're stuck. But I want to say that it's a mental thing. It feels like you feel disappointed in the way that things have turned out, Capricorn. I don't know what I'm talking about yet, but we'll keep drawing cards here. But it feels like you feel as though your hands are tied with something here. That you aren't able to celebrate, you aren't able to get stability, you aren't able to go to the next level of something. And I think it's disappointing, but I also feel like you feel it's because your hands are tied. It's like, I can't do anything about it. The situation just is as the situation is. We have the 2 of Wands. This does feel like you feel stuck. It does, because the 2 of Wands is a place where we are planning to move, right? We've got all the plans in place, planning to move. This could be the house. You could be planning to move. Maybe you can't sell your house. Is that what's going on, Capricorn? Because this is not... although it's a buyer's market, nobody has money to buy. And that's the hardest part of everything, right? For anybody who's trying to sell a house right now. And the 2 of Wands tells me there's a plan in place, but you're disappointed that the plan is actually not taking action. It's really weighing heavy on you. It feels like you're carrying around a burden. It could be a house that you're trying to sell. It could be a plan that has not been executed. It feels like the plan is in place, but we can't do the plan yet. My hands are tied, and it's really disappointing me. Tell me more. We've got the Knight of Swords. I think that there needs to be some truth here, my friend. It feels as though that you feel your hands are tied only because you've placed yourself in a place, I'm going to say in your mind, I feel like you're in this self-induced place where you are stuck, or you feel stuck. Usually we're not stuck, understand. We always have a choice. What the problem usually is change. You don't want things to change. And so because we don't like change, we say we're stuck, or I don't know how to get through that, or I can't do that. The truth shows up aggressively and says, well, you're going to have to change, and that's what you don't like. I feel like there is a way out of this, or there is a way to change your mind, because the 8 of Swords is here. The Knight of Swords is always sort of just blurting it out, right? I feel like the Knight of Swords is bringing in the truth, but it's an aggressive truth, and I don't think you want to see it. I don't think you want to do it. I think that whatever you're carrying around is a bit heavy, but it feels like you won't do it because you're going to have to make a big change. So it's not that you can't. You've put yourself in this place where you feel like your hands are tied, you feel stuck, but I feel like there is a way around it, or a way out of it. We've got the 5 of Wands. Yeah, it's the battle. The battle you're having with yourself. It feels like there's something going on here that's going to require you to stand up. Yes, with the Queen of Swords here. I was looking at this one. I said that I was looking at the 5 and the 2 of Wands, which is 7. And that is standing up for yourself, creating boundaries, right? Protecting what is yours. It feels like somebody here is going to have to stand up and be truthful and honest. When the Queen of Swords stands up, when she stands up and says something, it's because, not because she plans to ruffle feathers, okay? She's never going to interject in a conversation just to try and make somebody look stupid. That's not who the Queen of Swords is. The Queen of Swords is intimidating because the Queen of Swords is keeping track of details. And somebody who is just going to speak the truth, whether it hurts your feelings or not, because The truth is the truth. And so I feel like an aggressive truth comes in, and I feel like it's the only thing that's going to get you out of this place of feeling weighted down, or feel like you're carrying around some heavy burden. I'm going to say that the heavy burden is in the mind, my friend. Swords, swords, swords. It feels like you're fighting to stand up for yourself. You're fighting to liberate yourself. Tell me what the last card is here. We've got the Four of Cups, because you know what? You're in your comfort zone. That's what it feels like. It is not your comfort zone to stand up and be heard, do what you want, say what you want. It's your comfort zone to be here, to be stuck. But in order not to be stuck, because listen, we put ourselves in the Eight of Swords. Nobody put us there. There is nothing external to you, Capricorn, that is stopping you from changing your mind. I feel like it's the Eight of Swords. You feel like your hands are tied, and not because they are, but because you don't want to stand up for yourself. Because it's terrifying. It's scary. Look, I've done it over and over again, and it's not won me friends. Look, this person doesn't really care if they have friends. This person's interested in the truth, and they're going to stand up and say the truth, whether somebody likes it or not. I'm going to put two cards down here. We're going to see what's going on under the surface that you don't quite see yet. Tell me about Capricorn. We've got the Page of Swords. And we've got the Judgment call. Yeah, we've got Judgment here. I feel like there is a situation here that keeps showing up time after time after time. And when it does show up, it's not that you can't change the situation or change your mind. It's like you're stuck in this stable place, or you're stuck in this place where you feel like you need more information. It's a comfort zone to ignore that you have enough information, because you don't want to do the unpopular thing, Capricorn. That's what it feels like. And I'm not saying that you're shying away from it. I'm not calling you a coward or anything like that. I'm just saying that there is something that you are carrying for yourself or other people, and you're not willing to stand up or liberate yourself and tell the truth, because you know that it's going to be an aggressive truth, and it's going to put you outside of your comfort zone, and some people aren't going to like it. Some people around you just are not going to like it. Tell me about the Four of Wands, please. I feel like you either want to sell a house, buy a house, or, when I say with the Four of Wands, for me, it's like moving to the next level. So maybe you want to move someone into your house that the family doesn't like, or that your friends aren't a fan of. It feels like you want to maybe get engaged, or it's the next level of something. It could be like leaving your job to get a new job. It's whatever it is, it's going to rock your stability for a bit. And I think either you're not a fan of it, or people around you are not a fan of it. Tell me about the Four of Wands. We've got the Emperor energy. We've got the Strength card. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Look, I feel like you have to take control of the situation. You have to take control of the situation, my friend, and you need to find the courage to stop holding back and move forward with it. It feels like you're not really stuck. The Eight of Pentacles in the reverses, it's just too much damn work. It's too much work, because once you do stand up, once you do liberate yourself and stand up and start speaking the truth, it starts the domino effect, right? So maybe you feel like you have a lot to lose. And so instead of standing up and saying it, you actually just hold back and sort of, I feel like this Strength card tells me that you hold back your power, and that you stop putting effort, time, or energy or money into it. So you pull back your energy, you pull back your advice. It feels like you start to pull back a little bit, instead of actually standing up, liberating yourself, and saying the truth so you can get this all over with. Tell me about the Two of Wands, because I feel like you've been thinking about it. I feel like you go over dialogue in your head. You go over dialogue in your head. If they ever say that to me, then this is what I will say back. I feel like you have a plan, but I just don't feel like you're ready to put the plan into action. For me, if I see the King of Wands or the Ace of Wands, it feels like I need to see one more wand to know that you are going to put the plan into action. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune works. The universe is like, well, how about if we just say we're going to move forward whether you agree with it or not? You can't fight the Wheel of Fortune, Capricorn. Things must move forward in a way that means change. There is going to be change. When you do exact this plan, or when the universe says, look, it's time. We've got to change. It's destiny. This is a place where you cannot be stuck. We're not going to allow you to be stuck. We've got the Five of Cups in the reverse. And there's the Ace of Wands. I was just talking about it, right? So I feel like when the Wheel of Fortune shows up, everything begins to change. I feel like it's changing because it's destiny and your life must expand. So must your mind. It feels like something here must expand and you must put your plan into action. So it feels like you've been holding back so far, wanting to take charge of the situation, but knowing that if you do, you could lose your job, you could lose your friends, you could lose your stability. I'm looking at the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. It feels like you feel there will be a loss of some sort. And so you would rather carry the burden, because it got big shoulders, right? You would rather shoulder the burden than say something. The Knight of Swords is here, though, and is asking for aggressive truth. Tell me what this is. Tell me what the Knight of Swords. We've got the Page of Cups. Look, I don't think you have much of a choice. You know how it looks to me? The Wheel of Fortune is here with the Ace of Wands. Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands, boom, happens just like that. Now I'm already in. I got to do the whole no regrets thing. I got to go forward with it. So it feels to me like the Knight of Swords, it's like something that you blurt out. I think you have the plan in your head, and when it comes time and the Wheel of Fortune rolls up, you've got to say it. It's something that you just blurt out and you're not expecting that you will say it in that time or the way that you did. And it's going to be complete truth. But I feel like it's going to shock everyone around you. It's going to be very surprising that Capricorn is actually standing up, because honestly, I've never met a Capricorn, and two of my besties are Capricorns, never met a Capricorn that actually held themselves back. When they knew it was right and they had enough data, they would go ahead and say it. But I feel like you have enough data, you want to say it, but you know that it's not going to make you the most popular person in the room, Queen of Swords. So you have been holding back and shouldering the burden. We've got the Nine of Cups. So I feel like whatever it is that you say is going to be shocking, and it's going to bring you into alignment with self. It's going to bring you to this place of wish fulfillment because you immediately feel lighter from saying it. Ooh, gosh. Look, I don't know what it is that you're about to say, but you're about to tell the truth about something that you've been keeping under the surface. In order to keep everything steady, in order to keep the foundation steady, you've been holding back and not saying something in order not to lose your job, in order not to lose the friend group, in order for someone not to be angry with you. But with the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower on the table at the same time with the Page of Cups, friend, I don't think you have as much control as you think you do. If you are trying to gain control of a situation and trying to think about the details and figure out how I'm going to say it, and I need to say it in a way that's not going to be offensive, and I feel like the universe is like, no, that's not how this is going down. You are going to get the Nine of Cups. You are going to be in alignment with self when you say it, and I think that you're just going to say it. You're going to be brought to a situation where you're just going to liberate the situation and say it. Look, it could be how you feel about something. It could be how you feel about something. And the Queen of Swords isn't worried about losing friends, isn't worried about losing somebody who doesn't know they have feelings for them and they're saying it out loud. It doesn't have to be romantic, because the Ace of Cups isn't always romantic, but it feels like you're about to say your feelings on something. This is how I feel, and here is the truth. That's what it feels like. We've got the Page of Pentacles. This could be a work thing for some of you. And we've got the Seven of Pentacles. You've been holding back. It feels like you already have an offer in hand, I'm going to say, when you say this. So you already have a new group of friends. You already have a new job. You already have the interview booked. It feels like there is something here that you've been fighting saying out loud because you know it's not going to make you gain any friends. But it feels like you've been holding back or waiting because you're going to do it with purpose, with intent. And so when you do say it, you already are going to have this offer in hand. before you intentionally throw your seeds. But I feel as though you will be speaking your feelings on something here, and you're going to be doing it soon. Yep. Because you've realized you're the one that's in power. Emperor's here, Magician is here. You're the one that realizes that you've got all the tools. You've got all the skills. You've got all the resources. It's like, I can leave this job if I want tomorrow, because I know that I will step into another job because I have all the power. I am the one that's creating my reality, and I will do what I need to do because I have all the aces up my sleeve. That's what makes the magician magic, right? It's not necessarily magic. Look, magic is making soup. Back in the day, witches would take a bunch of stuff from trees and berries and things that were growing in their yard, and they would make soup, and people would call them a witch because that soup would maybe heal somebody just because they were getting nourishment from the vegetables they grew, or from the leaves of the trees, or the special things, the sage, or whatever it is that they put in their soup, right? So I feel like you are the magician. You have all the tools. You have everything that you need in order to make this change. And I feel like the universe, it will not let you go. It keeps showing up. But I feel like this time you're really paying attention. You're observing from a distance first, and you're planning. Two of Wands. You're planning about how you're going to say it. So you're one step closer. You're not avoiding it. You're still shouldering it, but I feel like you're about to say it. We're going to talk about this when we get into the extended. If you want to be in the extended with us, then please look at the top of all of the comments. There's one pinned comment there. Click on read more and it'll pop out. You'll see there's a link to the membership area. There's also a link to Hypsee if you would like a private reading. If you want to be any of those places, please click the link and we'd love to see you there. I would love to see you there. I'm going to go for now, and I'll be back because I'm always back, right? And I'm going to go work this out in the extended. See you there if that's where you're going to be. If not, see you soon. I'll be back. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.